I think so.
You're good? You're just going to do the coin flip, so get your intro.
I'm ready now.
Okay, I'm going up.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, at this time, actually, you know what, let's hang on 1 second.
Awesome. Thank you.
We'd like to let you know that the Central Jersey Vikings, they are 4-7 on the season. Of course, they defeated the New Jersey Spartans last week in Newark, while the Lehigh Valley Storm, they last played 2 weeks ago when they defeated the New Jersey Bravehearts by a count of 15-6. Hey, by the way, guys, hello, everybody. Here from Southbury High School here in Allentown, it's Lehigh Valley Storm playoff football, with the Lehigh Valley Storm taking on the Central Jersey Vikings of South Plainfield, a rematch from the October 4th contest, which was held, and it was a heck of a game. We'll be talking about that shortly. Well, we have a minute. It's your DJ Crazy Tom here, along with JJ, James Josephson, who will be by my side as usual. And James, I gotta say, home sweet home. I can hardly wait because I don't even recognize the place.
Yeah, no, I'm real excited and I'm happy to be back, obviously, back up here in the booth. And I know the Storm players are happy to be back and ready to get back to what they've been doing all season, especially at home, and go out and beat teams up.
Well, it's going to be a fun contest, and obviously this is the rematch of a game that occurred back on October 4th. The Storm defeated the Vikings 34-7, a game where the Storm struggled for a quarter and a half, and then Yusuf Reddick's punt return for a touchdown kind of changed the tide, and then the Storm roared back with 27 second-half points.
Yeah, that first half was kind of what we expected. Cedric Brown, the running back for the Vikings, is a real good running back, number 4. He runs hard and always falls forward, but for the most part, in the second half, they really wore down this good Viking defense, so it's going to be interesting to see how they come back and approach this game compared to the game that happened back on the October 4th.
All right, we're going to go ahead and do our opening ceremonies here real quick, so just hang in there for 1 second and join us for our salute to America. Usually we wait for the coin toss to happen afterwards, but before we do anything more, at this time, will everyone please rise, and gentlemen, please remove your hats. Direct your attention to the left side of the field where the flagpole is. And we'll remind ourselves as to why we're here, for the players who play this game and the fans who of course support them, that none of this would be possible without the people who continue to fight for our country, whether serving in the 50 states or around the world. Those people are our troops. If you're a veteran in our fan base tonight, please salute. We as always thank you for your service to our country, and never forget all those who gave their lives in keeping this country the free one that it is today. With your kind indulgence, let's have a brief invocation. Dear God in heaven, we thank you, of course, for this day and for the weather clearing out for this wonderful playoff contest between the Viking and Storm. Please bless all the players that they play their hardest and that nobody gets hurt, most importantly. And we pray for the fans that they root their teams on and that everyone has a wonderful time tonight. And most importantly, they stay warm and comfortable. We know without you, Lord, nothing is possible. We know crazy things have been going on in our globe. Just please keep the players safe, the fans safe, and let's have a wonderful playoff game tonight. No matter what the score is, let us pray for safe travel for all of us, wherever we may be headed. We pray for this as always and for all things in Jesus' name. Amen. If you would please remain standing as we continue to honor America, let us now give you our national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light
The Lehigh Valley Storm, the Central Jersey Vikings. We are moments away from kickoff. Let's wish both teams the best of luck. And it only leaves one very simple question. It's time to run. Okay, so with the Lehigh Valley Storm and the Central Jersey Vikings about to kick off in just a moment, as you just heard from me, the Lehigh Valley Storm won the toss. They refused to the second half, and they'll be moving left to right. The Central Jersey Vikings will receive. They will go right to left, and they'll switch sides during the second quarter. So, in this rematch, what are we going to look for, JJ?
Honestly, something that the Central Jersey Viking players talked about a lot this week on my Thursday show was special teams. So that's going to be interesting. Obviously, last time they played on the 4th of October, Yusuf Reddick took back that huge punt return, and that was a huge game changer. So watch out for the Viking special team in this game to play real well.
And what do you think it will take to shut down Cedric Brown compared to what happened in the first game?
Honestly, I think they have to do exactly what they did in the second half, and that's just the defensive line stay in their gaps, the linebacking core wrap up, and the secondary come up and make hits. Obviously, this is a run-first type of team, so the secondary and linebacking core and D-line all have to do their job to stop a very good running back.
I think it's going to be very interesting to see what happens tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep in mind, time will be kept on the field this evening. Let's have a ball game, folks! All right, so Bobby Epplin about to approach the tee. It's going to be a little bit tough to see with the Central Jersey Vikings. They are wearing dark uniforms. Looks like they're wearing dark purple and lighter colors. So we're going to do the best we can trying to get the names of the people. So do bear with me. In the meantime, it is Brian. I'm getting the names right, obviously. Here we go. Bobby Epplin gets the signal, gets the whistle, and here we go. High end over end kick and go. Everybody's heading on to I-78 for a touchback, so the Vikings will start from the 20.
It's going to be interesting to see. You did just mention number 4, Cedric Brown. Early on, this is Opie Muse is a good quarterback, but he's a guy that likes to run also. They're definitely going to try and lean on their running back, number 4, Cedric Brown, to lead them in this football game. So the linebacking core led by Mike Kuzer and Joe Davis, and Marshman and Paul Bolden in the middle are really going to have to do their job and just play great football on the defensive side.
That really is going to be a telling sign here, because the Vikings, remember, they came off that surprise win last week, so you know they're going to have some sort of momentum. That's one thing the Lehigh Valley Storm are going to have to really watch out for as we go along today. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 as the Vikings break huddle. They're in their dark purple uniforms. Their numbers, again, aren't as bright as you might expect, but we'll get the names out whenever possible here. Opie Muse, the quarterback, under center. I formation, split right on the 3-wide slot right here. Here's a handoff up the middle, and right away, that's Cedric Brown plowing his way up the middle and getting about 5 to the 25-yard line.
That will be their game plan in this ball game today. The wide receivers out on the outside, they have a ton of weapons, but just like last game, last game he took the first handoff for 95 yards for a touchdown. Not happened here, so this Storm defense is going to be ready to go.
Well, that's going to be key, because remember, this is a Viking team that has a very good defense and a pretty good offensive line too, so they're going to play you for 60 minutes no matter what. Single setback on 2nd down, and the Storm show blitz. Again, Brown to handoff, and not going to go anywhere this time because it got brought down by Orrin Marshman 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be a yard loss. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Big number 17, Orrin Marshman, the vocal leader of this defense, flying up. Was a blitz from the sideline that got called in, and a big play and a big 3rd down coming up for the Central Jersey Viking football team.
And this is going to be a key 3rd down. Remember, Opie Muse, he is just over 40% in completion percentage, so that's something else to keep an eye out on. His accuracy has been very suspect this year. So we'll see what he does here with a single, actually can be an I formation split left, 3-wide slot near side. Now in motion goes Lynchwood. And here's the snap by Muse. He's going to roll to his right, looking, throws right, and a pass incomplete. Again intended for Lynchwood, but he couldn't come down with it, and that'll force the Vikings to punt.
Great pressure by number 6, Joe Davis, the outside linebacker. Ran right through the up back at running back and just put pressure on number 1, Opie Muse, to force a bad throw. It was an alright throw, but to force a third down stop, and Lehigh Valley Storm come up and hopefully get some good field position depending on the number 11, Yusuf Reddick punt return.
And that's who's back for the Storm as he's standing about the 36-yard line. It will be Opie Muse the punt. He's standing at about the 10-yard line. Waiting for it is Muse. He takes a good snap and no rush. And a very short kick, and it is going to bounce in the midfield stripe, and Reddick will let it go. And there's a block at about the 45-yard line. It is picked up by Chris Lakatos, who downs it there, and it ends up being a 31-yard punt. The Storm will start from the 45.
And it was a slow start last time that the Lehigh Valley Storm football team came out to play the Vikings. But once again, this is playoff football, and anything can happen. There's a hungry defense ready to go, and the team that forced 1 interception and 3 fumbles all in the first half. So ball security is something that the Storm have to keep an eye on, and they're back at home where they play best and just do what they do, led by number 10 quarterback Jimmy LeHue.
And they haven't been home since August 23rd. Remember, in the regular season, they didn't give up a touchdown on this field by the defense. Reddick in motion to the right on 1st and 10. LeHue in the shotgun, takes the snap. It's going to be a run to Ridley. Sweep right. He has a hole, but not much as he's closed down at about the 48-yard line. Guess who we call it? Lakatos makes a stop after a 2-yard gain.
I actually talked to Ridley and my Mayers this week, and they both said they complement each other so well. And Ridley said this is the most fresh legs that he's had going into a playoff game in a while. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on tonight and see if he could really break a couple for maybe a couple touchdowns.
So he's 2nd and 8 from the 48-yard line. Again, LeHue in the shotgun between split backs. To the left is Ridley, to the right Sean Mayers, and I better pronounce it right. 3 wide slot to the left this time. Whoops, somebody jumped and out unabated, and now they snap. Back goes LeHue looking. He's going to throw right. It is caught by Jaleel Clark. Flags down everywhere as he gets into Viking territory to 48. We'll see what the flag's all about.
Well, he was about 3-4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I'd never seen that not blown dead before.
Yeah, it's caught by Jaleel Clark, but we got a flag down. Probably going to be offside against the Vikings. I mean, this was almost unabated to the quarterback. They could have blown the play dead, but they chose to snap it. I would have to say the Storm will accept the penalty. It'll be 2nd and 3. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to move it to the Viking 47. Offside call on the Vikings, so it'll be 2nd and 3 from the 47. All right, so into shotgun. Let's see what happens as LeHue takes between split backs, 3 wide slot left. Waiting for the snap is LeHue. He goes back. He's going to screen left. That's Yusuf Reddick. Oh, he got met and a missed tackle, but then still brought down by Terrell Rouse. Back in Storm territory at the 47-yard line. What a great play. He anticipated the Reddick catch on the screen, and Rouse doused it.
I mean, this coaching staff has been together for 15 or 20 years, and that's exactly what that comes from. That's a great call, play recognition. The cornerback coming up and flying to the ball, little rocket screen. Great play on 2nd down to force a 3rd and about 6 for the Storm.
Well, it's actually going to be a 4-yard loss, I beg your pardon, but just shy of midfield. Jimmy LeHue has the snap, and it has Mayers to his right. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. 3rd and 6 from near midfield. LeHue with the snap. He drops back, has a little time. Now rush to his left. Looking, throws left, and the pass is caught nicely by Jaleel Clark inside to the 35-yard line for 15 yards, and he can move the chains as a 1st down.
That was a great job by LeHue. There was a little pressure coming to the right, and as a righty quarterback, it's tough to roll out to the left and on 3rd down find your receiver, Jaleel Clark, number 9. So that was a great job rolling out to the left and throwing it dart to number 9 for a 1st down.
Actually, I think it was Michael Thomas, I beg your pardon. But in any case, it is still 1st and 10. Storm inside the 35. Now we got an official timeout. And I think they're trying to set the chains up. So So right now, the Lehigh Valley Storm, a key third down conversion after like a 4-yard loss. They end up gaining 16 yards, so just inside the Viking 35. Now Jaleel Clark lines up to the near side right, split backs between LeHue, 1st and 10, 3 wide slot to the left. I'll be saying that a lot. They hand off to Mayers. Mayers ends up getting a hole and maybe gets a yard to about the 34-yard line before being brought down. So good play, of course, by the Viking defense.
The front seven of this Central Jersey Viking team is real good. The 4 guys up front are real big and always get a great push against a good offensive line of the Storm. And the number 99, Parker Canny, is the guy to watch. He'll be all over the field tonight. Good play on 1st down for this defense.
And of course, the leading tackler for the Central Jersey Vikings by far. I mean, without him, who knows what the defense would be. We had another official timeout to set things up. So at the 34, 2nd and 9. LeHue in the shotgun, split backs behind him, slot to the right this time in Reddick. Back goes, here's a pitch out, and it's going to be Raheem Ridley. He'll cross into the 30 and brought down to about the 29-yard line. A nice call on that play. Jonathan Ortiz able to make the stop, but at least the Storm have a manageable 3rd down.
That was a nice call there. They ran a draw before to number 23, Sean Mayers, and right there they just faked it and ran an option to the right. Number 52 for the Vikings, Johnny Martin was there, but Raheem Ridley just used his speed, got to the outside, and picked up some positive yardage.
Yeah, and much needed, and they threw the little flip thing and trying to be a sweep right, but now Reddick in motion, 3rd and 3 from the 27 of Vikings. Jimmy LeHue now audibilizing as he's going under center and now backs up. He's got plenty of time because remember, the Storm always run up tempo. LeHue waiting between split backs, slot left once again. Vikings show blitz. Back goes LeHue. Throw left. Caught by Devon Gordon, who barely even had a catch in the first game and ends up getting inside the 20 into the red zone to the 19. 8 more yards. Storm getting another 1st down.
That is true. 1 catch right now for Devon Gordon to pick up a 1st down. But the key thing is on 3rd down, Jimmy LeHue hit both receivers that he had to do and pick up a 1st down and move the change on the opening drive of this football game. So 2 big 3rd down pickups for the Storm offense.
And it's 1st and 10 for the Storm at the Viking 19. LeHue in the shotgun, slotting out to the right, and they're going to hand it off to Mayers, who has a hole, and he'll cross to the 15 and down to the 12 for another pickup of about, we'll say, 6 on the play. They'll say the 13-yard line. So a good gain on 1st down for Mayers.
Yep, great gain. They're giving it to Mayers and Ridley, both doing the job, both fresh legs, they said, going into the playoffs. So both of them on the field is a great package with a lot of talent on the outside. So it's a real hard offense to stop.
Indeed. Not many teams have been able to stop him so far. 2nd and 4 from the 13. Drop, snap, and then a delayed handoff to Mayers, who breaks a tackle, crosses the 10, and goes down to the 8. It wasn't the prettiest handoff, but it might be enough for a 1st down, maybe a gain of 5.
Those low snaps actually were something that they had a problem on early on the year and then forgot about it. But that's a great job by LeHue regaining that and handing it off to number 3, Sean Mayers, and picking up positive yardage to make a more convertible 3rd down attempt.
Actually, he's just short of a 1st down, about maybe a half a yard. They could measure if they wanted to, but they're not going to. 3rd and about half a yard in the shotgun LeHue. Let's see if they go to Ridley this time on a rush. No, it's going to be a keeper for LeHue, and he's got to slide down to about the 7. Not a pretty slide at all. I don't know who slides worse, but still, it's going to be a 1st down for the Storm. 1st and goal as LeHue gets to the 7.
Yeah, Ridley and Mayers are talking a little bit after that play. There might have been a little bit of confusion, but LeHue, being the athlete that he is, picks it up, and that's a third down that he's picked up so far on this drive. So the Storm game plan is working, and that's convert on 3rd downs and keep moving the chains.
Okay, so the Storm at 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. We'll see what happens here as now Reddick goes in motion to the right. Back goes LeHue. He'll hand it off to Ridley. Ridley tries to get the middle, but the Central Jersey Viking defense closes up for no gain on the play. Lakatos again.
Yeah, that's a great job there. Ridley just had nowhere to go. The offensive line is getting pushed back a little bit here, but they're moving the chain. So now it's 2nd and goal, and this Viking defense, they're on their heels, so they know that they need a big stop right now.
All right, 2nd and goal, and I think they're going to say about the 7-yard line, so Ridley may have gone half a yard, so Vikings are in bend but don't break territory. Let's see what happens here on 3 wide slot to the left. Back goes LeHue, look, he'll throw fade left side. Caught by Gordon! Welcome to the end zone! Devon Gordon, who was a no-show a month ago against the Vikings, he goes into pay dirt, and the Storm strike first.
And the difference last time in this game is Devon Gordon is being single teamed, and he's a guy that if you want to shut him down, you have to put two guys on him. That's a great job. It's a great drive overall from and a great pass from LeHue to number 84, Devon Gordon, and they're getting that huge connection back. They had 12 touchdowns during the season, now 1 in the playoffs.
And that is absolutely huge because the Storm needed that opening drive to get themselves going, and they sure got it. As Upperman lines for the extra point, low snap flag down, kick on its way. It is good, so it should be 7-0. Let's see what the penalty's all about. Extra point good by Bobby Appleman. We have a flag down.
It looks like it's offsides defense, and it should be declined, and that's 7-0 for the Storm.
So there you go. Right away, a 54-yard drive, and the Storm have a 7-0 lead. I'll tell you what, that's a great way to start the game because the Storm, they have had some difficulty starting things off. Now, last week, 2 weeks ago when they played the Bravehearts, a game that we failed to do because both of us were unfortunately under the weather. There was no score. However, they were able to eventually start themselves going in the second quarter. Of course, Gordon had a touchdown catch, and I think LeHue threw to Jaleel Clark for one as well. So I don't know if we can recap the game real quick, but still, that was a very important thing for the Storm to get on the board early.
Yeah, everyone loves to see that 1-2 play bomb for a touchdown, but it's promising to see early on in the fourth quarter for the Storm. Jimmy LeHue, number 10, the quarterback, finding his receivers, establishing the run, and picking up 3 huge down conversions to get into the end zone and get back to his favorite wide receiver, number 84, Devon Gordon. So overall, that's a great starting drive for the Lehigh Valley Storm.
It most certainly is. I'm not sure how many plays, but it did take 54 yards, and it cultivated with a 7-yard touchdown pass. Jimmy LeHue to Devon Gordon, leading touchdown go-getter receiving-wise in Major League Football, deposits it again for a 7-0 lead for the Storm. Now we're going to see how the Vikings respond on this one. So, and by the way, the penalty was offside against the Vikings, so 5 yards adds to the kickoff.
We did mention earlier on that this Viking team really needs to come out and score points early. The Storm defense is so good that if you get down a couple touchdowns, it's going to be real hard to get back. So they're going to be looking for a big return here and a couple big plays on offense and try and tie this game up, or else they could be in a little bit of trouble.
Well, right now, with the Storm trying to put a stamp on this game early, they might keep the Vikings in trouble. Here's a long kickoff way back, and boing! It hits the upright, so kick is no good. We'll just say it's a touchback.
Yep.
Extra point goes Florida State off the upright, so it's a touchback. Vikings 1st and 10 for their own 20-yard line. So, boy, that was a harsh kickoff by Bobby Appleman. Right off the... I mean, can you imagine if you can get 1 point for kicking it through the uprights off the tee?
Sounds like arena to me or something crazy, but yeah, that would be wild. And
or Canadian football.
Canadian or whatever it is, but yeah.
Yeah, who knows. But anyway, Opie Muse brings his troops back. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings at their own 20-yard line. Storm with a 7-0 lead. If you just joined us, 7-yard touchdown pass from Jimmy LeHue to Devon Gordon. By the way, Lehigh Valley Storm football, of course, presented by Pepsi. Pepsi, live for now. So, 1st and 10, Vikings are on 20-yard line. Opie Muse will be under center here. It'll be 3 wide slot to the right this time. Single setback is, of course, Cedric Brown. Muse waiting, and whoops! Somebody jumped. I think he got back. And there's a handoff to Cedric Brown, and Brown plows his way maybe for a couple of yards to the 23-yard line. Yeah, they'll say the 23, so a gain of 3.
Yeah, this front 7 for the Storm really know what they're doing. The defensive line gets a huge push, and the linebackers just come in and clean it off. So they know the run's coming. Everyone knows that the ball's going to number 4, Cedric Brown. So that's who they're keying on right now. And for the Vikings, they're going to need a big play to move the chains.
Yeah, I definitely agree. They're going to have to really come through and make a big drive out of this one. Remember, time being kept on the field here.
on 2nd and 7 from the 23 in the shotgun. Opie Muse, 3 wide slot to the right, single setback is Brown. Back goes Muse. He's going to keep himself. No, but he gets dropped down behind the 20, like the 18. The man who says, is Joe Davis. That's a 5-yard loss.
That's a great call there from the sideline. The defensive end went out, and outside linebacker number 6, Joe Davis, just came right inside. Defensive end on the right side forced the quarterback to step up, and number 6, Joe Davis, took him down for a huge stop and a huge sack, and that's what this defense does real well.
And they seem to, because when they get firing, they can really go after the quarterback. It's not a sack because Muse was able to go forward straight ahead as if it were a delayed draw, but Davis was able to stop him, and it'll be 3rd and 12 now for the Vikings. They're at their own 18-yard line, and I thought they were gonna go empty backfield, but you can't do that when you have a single setback to your left-hand side, and you have 12 men on the field. Muse takes a shotgun, he's going back, being chased, gonna throw a deep ball on the left side, the pass is caught! Oh my goodness, right in midfield stripe, a tremendous catch by what looks to be Janet Adams. A 33-yard pickup and a first down for the Vikings, and that is something that wasn't done at all in the previous meeting.
And that was a great ball by number 1, Opie Muse, and something that you don't see too much. The Lehigh Valley Storm defensive back, number 7, Tajir Flood, got beat, and the wide receiver got behind them. Thankfully, the safety came up and delivered a huge hit, but that's exactly what I was talking about. For this Viking team to get down the field and move the chains, they're going to need big plays, and that's a great strike from the quarterback, number 1, Opie Muse.
And considering that he is one, as we said like a few minutes ago, that hasn't really been accurate in his passing this year, that one was right on the money, and you leave receivers open, he could get you all day if he's hot and on his mark. So that's a big play for the Vikings, because remember, they were on the back of Cedric Brown the last time around, and even some special teams and defensive turnovers and stuff like that. That kept them in the game until the second half. But now the Central Jersey Vikings, they have something cooking. I mean, they have a 5-yard loss, and then all of a sudden they strike back for a 35-yard pickup. So they're at the Storm 47, 1st and 10. And let's see how Muse lines the people up. It's going to be 3 wide slot to the right, single setback, of course, Cedric Brown. This time he's under center. He's got Justin Salazar motion to the right. Here's a fake handoff, a roll right by Muse. Looking, backing up, and has to throw this one away, but it was to a receiver at the stick. It is incomplete. I think it was intended for Adams, but he was in the vicinity, and it is going to be ruled incomplete.
One thing that the Storm defense really loves to do is that send the blitz. And outside linebacker number 44, the huge playmaker of this defense, Michael Kuzer, just got after the quarterback. Same with defensive end Keenan Walls, number 42. And they're making it real hard on number 1, Opie Muse, unlike how the Viking defense really struggles to get after LeHue. So it's a different type of look for both offenses. But before, Muse threw a strike, and obviously right now the Vikings move the chain, so it should be interesting to see what's coming up now.
Well, 2nd and 10 now for the Vikings, again at the Storm 47-yard line. At least the Storm front 7, they're putting pressure on Muse. Muse can run, but remember, you got to pay attention to the receivers. 3 wide slots to the right. Again, Salazar in motion. They're coming with a blitz. Handoff to Cedric Brown. He runs into a stone wall like Taxidermy Tech in that Goofy cartoon and ends up losing a yard on the play.
Yeah, the slot receiver went in motion and actually looked like he bumped into the quarterback a little bit there. So that was a mishap from the beginning, and obviously all about the offense's timing. So the slot receiver actually messed up Opie Muse there, and the defensive line did a great job getting a push up front and getting a big stop. So another 3rd down coming up for the Vikings at about midfield right now.
So 3rd and 12 it will be for the Vikings at the Storm 49-yard line. Of course, you have to say the Storm showing blitz really did the trick there for that last play. Now, remember the last time it was 3rd and 12, there was a 35-yard pickup. What will the Vikings have up their sleeve, and what will the Storm respond with? Under center is Muse this time. Single setback is Brown, and 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Looking over to people are Muse. He goes back. He's under a rush. He's in trouble. He's got to throw off his back foot to nobody. Incomplete. They could get intentional grounding, but he might have also been out of the pocket too. But it's going to be considered incomplete, and I think the Vikings will be forced to punt.
That was a great job by the Storm defense, but the most important thing that happened on that drive was the Vikings picked up a first down, and they're going to try and get a good punt off and not give the high-powered offense of the Storm the ball back at around midfield. So take a positive there, a big pickup for the Vikings, and move the chains, and that's exactly what they wanted to do, even though they didn't come away with any points.
And Opie Muse playing the role of Danny White / Randall Cunningham as quarterback and punter, takes a high snap under a rush and gets a decent one away from Reddick, but it's now taking a Viking bounce and is going to roll down to about the 17-yard line. Ends up being a 32-yard punt. That was a low knuckleball, but it went away from Yusuf Reddick, who of course returned one for a score against those Vikings a month ago. But here, he was able to down it inside the 20, which is what you need to do if you want to get your defense in good position.
Absolutely. Last time that the Lehigh Valley Storm scored the touchdown, they started at midfield, and right now it's going to be on their 20. So this is a very good Viking defense, but pushing them back. Football's a game of field position, so that's a huge offensive drive for the Vikings, and the defense knows that now they need to make a big stop and try and get their offense some good field position.
And I have to say, too, that like I said, you got a major case of field position. You go back to that 35-yard pass play, that really changes the field position there, even though the Storm did force the Vikings to punt. But now, the Storm back at their own 18-yard line, 1st and 10, or say 17 rather. They're going to go 3 wide slots to the right, again, split backs, in motion Michael Thomas, and I reverse this direction. Look here with the snap, they're going to hand it off to Raheem Ridley, who has a hole. He'll cross the 20, and he's brought down by that uniform collar at about the 22-yard line. Brian Draper able to make the stop, but still a pretty good 6-yard gain against spot to 23.
And that's that fresh leg showing right now. He's running real hard on the right side of this offensive line. Created a nice hole for him, and you got to give the big guys up front a little bit of credit, and the running backs love that. So a big first down pickup there for the Storm.
2nd and 4 now. Storm to 23-yard line after Raheem Ridley's nice first down gain. Again, Mayers is to the right this time. In motion, Michael Thomas reversing to the left. And now a handoff to Ridley. He has a hole, crossing the 25 to the 30, brought down to about the 36. Remember, Ridley lost a fumble in the previous game, but he's able to get 13 more, and he can move those chains.
Yeah, this offensive line right now for the Lehigh Valley Storm are looking good. It's a quick-paced offense, and this offense is real used to it, and they're doing a good job of giving the offense some holes.
And I think we may have a penalty. I think they're going to call a face mask on the play, and that's going to be 15 more yards. That's not a good play by the Vikings.
It looks like they may be ending the quarter.
Or are they ending the quarter? I don't know.
Ending the quarter.
Oh,
yeah,
they
it looks
did
like
it.
end of one.
It ends up being quarter time, so after 1, the Lehigh Valley Storm over the Central Jersey Vikings, 7-0.
So through 1 quarter, it is 7-0 in favor of the Storm over the Vikings. But like I said, the Storm had a long drive, took up like half the time of the quarter. So that's at least a good start. And as we reverse gears, I remind everybody as we start the 2nd quarter that Lehigh Valley Storm football is proudly presented by Pepsi. Pepsi, live for now. And trust me, I could use one right now, but I don't think it wouldn't be good for my throat. I use water. We'll use our sister parent company. I'll gouge down on that.
And a couple of sponsors that we have, but we have a minute here for today's game are A&H Sporting Goods, Shruti Pub and Restaurant, 1853 Northampton Street in Allentown, Pennsylvania, Scott Family Dealership, Scott Lott, Scott Chevrolet, Scott Mazda, and Scott Volvo, Connecticut School of Broadcasting, celebrating 50 years of excellence, State Farm Insurance, located in Emmaus, Pennsylvania, ride with the #1 car insurer in PA, and Blackman Cycle Center, Buckeye Road in Emmaus, Pennsylvania.
All right, and obviously, of course, you mentioned CSB, Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Remember, call toll-free 800-TV Radio, go online, go CSB.com. Take it from us. We're CSB grads. How we got here, I don't know, but I'm thankful. But anyway,
I agree.
Yeah, it is 2nd and 1st and 10 rather from the 36-yard line. Thomas going in motion as we start the 2nd quarter here. Now, Jimmy, like you, He checks down and goes back between the split backs. Looks like a bunch formation on the left-hand side. LeHue takes the snap. Hand off to Mayers. Mayers looking for a hole, and he will have a little bit of one as he goes left side to about the 40-yard line. About a 4-yard pickup that time. He is brought down by Shahid Smith. Or Shadid Smith, rather.
The Storm offense is running the dual back with Raheem Ridley and Sean Mayers back there, and they're putting guys in motion, and they're running draws and options, and it's real hard for this Viking defense to stop. But honestly, after one, they're doing a great job, so they know that they just need to pick it up a little bit and pick up some big plays and stop this high-powered Storm offense.
I'll be just outside the 40, 2nd and 6. In between split backs, Jimmy LeHue, 3 wide slot to the right. LeHue weighing on the snap as the Vikings show blitz. Delayed handoff to Mayers. He has a hole crossing 45 midfield. Still going 40, 35-yard line. How about that one? 26 yards and a Storm in plus territory. Shadid Smith with a stop, but not before another first down.
And they go with the little quick draw again, and Mayers saw a opening to the outside. He used his speed and he took it and picked up a huge first down for the Storm. And moving the chains, that's something that they're doing real well this game. Move the chains and keep these possessions alive.
Yes, indeed. They're going to spot the 34, so that's a gain of 27 yards for Sean Mayers. They keep this up, he might have 200-yard running backs at this point. So 1st and 10. Jimmy LeHue again lines up in the shotgun slot. Left this time, Michael Thomas. And still between split backs is LeHue in motion. Michael Thomas to the right this time. Back goes LeHue. Quarterback draw. He runs to his own man, bounces off another guy, and gets dragged down for maybe a yard at the 33-yard line before Marcus Lattimore brings him down.
Yeah, that play looked like it had some promise. But the center and the right guard for the Storm just stood there. That was weird. If they got to the next level and picked up a linebacker, maybe LeHue is still running right now. But that's no gain for LeHue. He ran into one of his own guys, so a little bit of a miscommunication there, but they're putting it behind them. It's playoff time and big 2nd down coming up.
Well, 2nd and 9, Storm at the Viking 33-yard line. I would have to say if they're stopped here in this in a couple more downs, we'll see if they bring Eppelman out for a long field goal, but we're not there yet. Thomas in motion once again going both directions. Here's a handoff. Ridley sweeps to the right, has a hole crossing the 30, runs into a couple of Vikings and gets thrown down about the 28. About a 5-yard pickup that time, but the Storm have a manageable 3rd and 4 coming up.
Excellent block by running back Sean Mayers there, the lead blocker for Raheem Ridley on the speed to the right. He picked up the left defensive end and made it possible for Raheem Ridley to get the corner and a big 5-yard pickup. So 3rd down coming up right now. Watch for maybe a slant to number 84, Devon Gordon.
Yeah, and Gordon at least has gotten himself involved in the game with 2 catches, including one for the only touchdown this game so far. 3rd and 4 from the Viking 28. Shotgun formation, 4 receivers. LeHue back. He waits, throws up the middle, dropped, incomplete. Oh my goodness, that looked like it was going to be a short catch, but a minor case of miscommunication. Doesn't do the job, and actually, I think he threw it to one of the Vikings. He just couldn't catch it.
Yeah, he threw it right there. They went for a slant, not to Gordon, but on the other side, and Zach Yankovic wanted this offense to go forward, but here comes a big leg of number 47, Bobby Eppelman, and that's a huge stop for the Vikings, obviously, after a couple pickups. So this is a very, very important field goal kick for the Lehigh Valley Storm from...
Here's
Bobby Eppelman.
Yeah, Eppelman is going to try a 45-yard field goal, right hash mark. It looks like Fick will hold. The backup quarterback, of course, for the Storm, and we'll see if he has the leg for it. Gets a signal from 45 yards. High snap. Kick on its way. Does it have it? Does it have it? It does not. No good. Wide to the left. And unfortunately for Eppelman, he couldn't come up with it, and the Vikings will get the ball back. 1st and 10 from the 35.
That's a huge stop for the Central Jersey Viking defense. Obviously, Bobby Eppelman wanted to kick that, who actually had a good last couple games of the season. He's showing a little bit of frustration on the sideline, but he has to put that behind them. They're going to need him later on in this football game, but the Storm know what they have to do, and so does this Viking offense. So huge stop for the Viking offense and for the Viking defense, Now the Viking offense on the field and looking to move the chains themselves.
And I'll tell you something, I was not against that call by head coach Bob Kohler because, you're up 7-0. You might as well take a shot at this. Your defense has done rather well holding off the Vikings to this point. Now, the biggest thing is it's going to be on the defense to see if they can stop the Vikings again. If they can do that, then the Storm can maintain momentum in this game.
Yeah, I agree with Kohler also. When your kicker has the leg and it's the playoffs, you want to try and make it a two-possession game. So they have to put that behind them, but I like the call.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Their own 35-yard line. Brown alone setback, gets the handoff. He's going to swing around to the right, gets one guy to miss, but goes down at about the 39-yard line before being brought down by Phil Tucker.
Yeah, he runs real hard. He had nowhere to go, and he just hit the hole and bounced to the outside and lowered his shoulder and picked up, I think it was maybe 3-4 on that play, and that's a huge first run for the Viking offense right now, number 4, Cedric Brown.
Well, he's going to try and put some yardage in. Remember, of course, you got to watch him. You also got to look for the deep ball along the sides on the fly pattern. Of course, that one catch by Shannon Adams, which I thought was a huge play to this point. But now we have 2nd and 4. Vikings are on 39-yard line with Opie Muse quarterbacking. He's under center with Cedric Brown alone setback. They're going to go 3 wide slot to the right this time, closer to the line, it looks like the lineup. The Storm will look for a blitz. Back goes Muse. Look, he's going to roll left. He's going to throw a deep one to the center in double coverage. Underthrown and intercepted! Intercepted by Rodney Gilmore. Gilmore will take it to the 30, the 40. He is crushed down the 44-yard line, but Opie Muse throws it deep as if it were a punt, and Rodney Gilmore ends up returning the interception. The Storm create the first turnover of the contest.
After going down the field and missing a field goal, you look to lean on your defense, and right there, that's a great play. Threw it deep, number 1, Opie Muse, who connected before, but this Lehigh Valley Storm secondary said, I don't think so, and that's a huge interception for the Storm.
It is indeed, and I don't know when the last time was that Gilmore had that pick, but they're going to spot it at the 44. We're going to say it's about a 25-yard return, but Opie Muse went with the Hail Mary in double coverage. I think Adams was the deep guy going down, but it just didn't work out that way. Don't forget, Salazar can get down the field too, so they'll spot it at the 43-yard line. Let's see if Jimmy LeHue will be able to make the Vikings pay for that mistake.
1st and 10, Storm from the 43.
So now it looks like it's going to be a single setback and a pistolero as Jimmy LeHue is in a shotgun. Raheem Ridley, the lone setback. 4 receivers this time. LeHue back. He's going to hand it to Ridley. No, he's not. He's going to throw a play fake, and the pass ended up going toward Michael Thomas, incomplete. So obviously that play fooled us all, and it ends up being incomplete anyway.
Yeah, I like the look there coming from head coach Bob Kohler. They went for play action deep to Devon Gordon after the interception turnover. You always look for that big play to gain momentum, but it wasn't there, and LeHue was smart to bring it down and try and throw it short on a little comeback route, but it didn't work, and good decision by LeHue.
All right, 2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line. LeHue in a shotgun. Again, Ridley, I believe, lines up to the right. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. They're keeping it balanced. Here's a snap, handoff Ridley, and he's going to run into a wall. He loses the football, and Jimmy LeHue ends up picking it up and sliding down at the 28-yard line. I thought Ridley lost it as his knee went down, but evidently the officials are saying that ball was live. Heads-up play by Jimmy LeHue to recover it, but that's a 15-yard sacrifice.
And that's 2 drives in a row for this Viking defense. They're making big plays and do exactly what they want to do. Like Tom mentioned before, Raheem Ridley put the ball on the turf. It looked like he was down there, but it is a great job by LeHue to pick that up. Ridley's running off the field right now, but that's a great job by LeHue and a better job by this Viking defense, especially the left side of the defensive line.
And you don't want to give the Vikings any momentum here, but that play really gave them some confidence. So let's see what 3rd and 24 comes up in a 29. LeHue in the shotgun, takes a snap, looking, throws left. It is dropped by Yusuf Reddick, incomplete. He was open. He wasn't going to get first down anyway. He probably would have been 10 yards short, but the fact that he dropped the ball doesn't do the Storm any favors as they go 3 and out.
Yeah, it was 3rd and a mile there. You never want to take a shot just for a couple reasons. You just want to accept that you didn't have a good offensive drive, but if Bobby Eppelman wants to make up for that missed field goal that he had before, he's going to give a bomb of a punt right now for the Lehigh Valley Storm. So this is his chance right now to make up for that missed field goal.
Now, if you ever converted 3rd and a mile, I'll tell you what, the field's only 360 feet total, so you need about maybe 12 of them to get that converted. But
Four quick laps around the track.
Either that or one collapsed guy halfway through. Now fourth down, low snap, but Eppelman gets it off the bounce and punts it, and it will be taken. No, it's going to take a neutral bounce and get down to the 38-yard line. It's at least an okay punt of 33 yards, but it could have been more if the ball bounced the Storm's way, but a neutral bounce kind of neutralized it, literally, and the Vikings will have pretty decent field position to start their next drive.
Another great stop there by the Central Jersey Viking defense before they came up with a big stop at about the 30-yard line and forced a Lehigh Valley Storm missed field goal opportunity. And then now they come up with a huge stop, having a big play on second down and then a stop on third down. And not the best punt from Bobby Eppelman. So maybe a big play or two here, and the Vikings are going to be looking to tie this football game up.
Okay, so now the Storm will have the Storm will have to be good on defense yet again, as it'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Ball be spotted at the 38-yard line, and we'll see what Opie Muse has up his sleeve for this one. I'll tell you, the Vikings they're gonna make it play, and that's what's happened through almost a quarter and a half here. 7-0 Storm over the Central Jersey Vikings. Divisional playoff action for Major League Football here at Salisbury High School in Allentown. And now whistles blow, and it looks like we are going to have a timeout by the Vikings. So almost midway second quarter, 7-0 Storm over the Vikings.
Timeout called by the Vikings. They're first of this first half.
On for a second, turn the mic off. Do you need that window open? Are you sweating?
No, I'm not sweating. I want to get some more crowd noise in there. I know, I'm a little crazy like that, but that goes without saying. But anyway, 7-0 to score as the Vikings have the ball at the 38. They just called a timeout, and obviously there was some mixed communication here. So what do you expect the Storm defense should do, considering that the Vikings have had a little bit of success against the Storm defense so far, but keep in mind that a lot of their stars have been off for a couple weeks.
Yeah, they have had a little bit of success. Both teams are playing real well right now, so there's not too much to change. Just go out and play simple football, do your job, and hopefully make another big play. They had an interception on the last series, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens right now.
All right, 1st and 10. The Vikings at their own 38-yard line. Back goes Muse. He's being under a rush. He's going to throw to nobody. Incomplete. Was he still in the pocket? We'll see if they call intentional grounding, but that ball, first of all, never made the line of scrimmage. It was 3 yards short, but I'll tell you what, the Storm defense really gave Muse a problem, and I think the officials are just going to say incomplete.
Some of these Vikings receivers are getting open and find open spaces in this Storm defense, but it's hard for number one Opie Muse to even step up in the pocket and throw. This defensive line and outside linebacking core putting a ton of pressure in there, and as a quarterback, you need to step up to deliver a strike, and right now it's not happening. Great job for the front seven of the Storm, putting a ton of pressure on the Viking quarterback.
All right, 2nd and 10. Vikings are on 38-yard line. Single setback is Cedric Brown. Under center, Opie Muse. 3 wide, actually 4 receivers this time. It was an empty backfield. Back goes Muse. He goes down! Down he goes, and the missile known as Joe Davis comes through with a Storm sack.
And that was the second on the game there. He's just getting back. That time it was unblocked. Last time he did a little stunt and went inside, fought off a block, but right now Joe Davis came untouched off the right side, and that's a great job by the defensive coordinator, Coach Eric Landis, sending a blitz there for Joe Davis, who just completed the sack, and that's a huge and great job for number 6, Joe Davis.
All right, and a 9-yard loss to go with that. The first sack of the game by the Lehigh Valley Storm. That is definitely a Storm surge, and I don't know what sponsor I could use with that, but still, it is 3rd and 19. Vikings are on 29-yard line, and that's big. But remember, they converted on 3rd and 12 earlier, a couple drives ago, so don't sell this team short, especially with Opie Muse's arms. He's connected twice, once with his own team, once with the other team. Muse in a shotgun with empty backfield once again. 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. Muse, a high snap. He's looking under a rush. Throws deep left side and incomplete. It would have been about 5 yards short of a first down, but it looked like they were trying to go in the direction of, I would have to say, Salazar again, or somebody on the left, but whatever the case, incomplete, and the Vikings punt again.
Once again, the Storm defense is just sending pressure off the edge, back and forth between number 44 Kuzer and number 6 Joe Davis, and they're really making it tough for number 1 Opie Muse to step up and hit any receiver at all. So you can't really tell how the secondary is doing right now because Opie Muse isn't getting the ball off, so it's a great job for the Storm defense and a great stop.
Okay, so now on 4th down, and now we have whistles blowing, and I think the Storm might have had a little bit of a personnel problem, and I think they're going to call timeout. So as the Vikings are getting ready to punt, it's still 7-0 Storm, as the Storm will be getting the ball very shortly.
You guys used to do those commercials?
A timeout was called by the Storm, so
Just
that
did,
will be
yeah.
their
Second
first
one.
and a half.
Say,
Yeah, no, right now.
take a breath.
Well, we're trying to take a breath
I'm
here.
on number 19. That's how many I got into. Like every kick.
By the way, shall we mention the help
We're not
getting?
on right now. We're playing. I turned the mute off and we're playing back to back. We're playing one commercial.
One.
Yeah. Although you may get more.
Hey, might. You just might. Well, we have to mention Hoot Howard's in here. Now, you know he's from HSG Productions. All his 3 initials. So I think we want to take your game to the next level. You got to go with HSG Productions. So got to get that sponsor in there. And not forget. So anyway, Muse to punt on 4th down. He's standing at about the 15-yard line. Good snap. And not so fast. Flags go flying. And it looks like it's going to be a false start, and it is, so a 5-yard penalty.
not the exact direction that this Viking offense wanted to be moving right now, but they're going to be looking for a great punt. Nobody wants to give Jimmy LeHue and the Storm offense ball at midfield, so Yusuf Reddick is going to try and hopefully catch it and give a little spark back to the Storm football team.
All right, so they'll try it again. 4th and we'll say, goodness, 24 maybe? Muse standing at his 10. He'll take the snap. And he punts it away. And this one's a knuckler. But it's a good one, as it's going to bounce out of bounds at about, we'll say, the 45-yard line. That was a little bit of a wobbler, but it was able to be a 31-yard punt. And the Storm will start in decent field position at their own 45.
And we'll take a short commercial break and be right back.
Gotta hit it as soon as they go out of bounds, hit it and hit the commercial. And you get 30 seconds.
That punt goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So the Storm will take over 1st and 10 from there. Don't forget at halftime, make sure you get out and get some refreshments underneath the Lehigh Valley Storm tent, which is to the left of the bleachers. Remember, some proceeds for the ticket sales of this game, they go to the Pennsylvania Breast Cancer Coalition.
All right, so as we return, 1st and 10, Storm their own 45-yard line. LeHue in the shotgun. Reddick goes in motion. Now he does the switcheroo. And a handoff, almost a direct snap to Sean Mayers, who stretches out and gets the midfield stripe for a gain of 5. So a nice 1st down gain. That's what the Storm have done nicely to get positive yards and pretty decent ones on 1st down.
Yeah, I think they're going to try and get back to what they've been doing in the first half, and that's leaning on Mayers and Raheem Ridley out of the backfield. Right now, number 23, Mayers is in, obviously, after Raheem Ridley put the ball on the turf, but they're going to try and run the ball, but a nice 1st down, 5-yard pickup on 1st down.
All right, 2nd and we'll say 5 from midfield in the shotgun. Jimmy LeHue in motion. Michael Thomas to the right. Taking the snap, another handoff, and Mayers has a hole, crossing into the 40. He's got 1st down more, to the 30, to the 25, 23-yard line, 27 more for Mayers. It's his 2nd 20 or more yard gain of the game. And that's a big chain mover to the Storm as they got 1st down.
And what I loved about that run is not only he picked up all that yardage, he ran over the safety at the end of that play, pretty much stepped on his chest. He has this Storm sideline jumping up and down. Great run by Mayers and great way to finish it off.
1st and 10 for the Storm at the Viking 21-yard line. That was a 29-yard gain. Reddick in motion, single setback. Mayers, who will take the handoff again. He breaks out of a tackle. He'll cross to the 20, to the 15, still going 10 down to the 6. Sean Mayors were able to run 40 yards to get 15 more, and it's first and goal for the Storm.
And that's 2 plays for 45 yards about there for number 23, Sean Mayers, and right there he was wrapped up in the backfield. Jimmy LeHue actually threw a nice block, and Mayers bounced it outside. This Storm sideline is real fired up right now, and the Storm will be looking to put some more points on the board.
That's 49 yards on this drive, and he's got only 6 to go. It might be the Sean Mayers show the way this is going. First and goal for the Storm at the 6. Jimmy LeHue with the snap. He got headed to Mayers. Mayers goes to the right to the 5. He makes some more moves, and he stops short at about the 2-yard line. So another 4-yard gain. So I'm guessing Mayers is hogging up every single yard he can on this drive, but he's still 2 yards short.
And that's three big runs right there. Two in a row, and then another positive pickup for Mayers right now. In 29, Raheem Ridley is back in the football game. So the running attack right now on this drive for the Lehigh Valley Storm are doing exactly what they have to do, and running hard and falling forward.
And that's it. Forward's the key word. And of course, with the Storm leading 7-0, they're 2 yards away from doubling that score. Jimmy LeHue now has split backs. Mayers to the right, Ridley to the left, 3 wide, slot to the left, Michael Thomas. Second and goal from the 2-yard line. LeHue waits for the snap. He waits, fakes, throws, and it is a handoff up the middle, evidently, that didn't go for much. And I think it was Ridley that time, but I think the Vikings were ready for that changeup, so maybe he got a yard. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Yeah, Mayers is getting him down there. It looks like Ridley, the big back, is coming in to try and punch it in. So it's going to be a huge play right now. 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. So I think they're going to stick with the run, and that's their bread and butter right now in the drive. Should be interesting to see what they do.
I'd stick with the run, but I'd say play fake and LeHue runs it in. We'll see. 3rd and goal from the 1. LeHue in the shotgun. Showing blitz. Here's the snap. Handoff. Ridley pushes, and he's in! Welcome to the end zone! Raheem Ridley punches it in from a yard out, and the Storm double their lead. All you had to do was run, and that's exactly what they did.
That's the definition of thunder and lightning right there. Number 23, Sean Mayers. Number 29, Raheem Ridley. The guys that complement each other and make sure that they have fresh legs coming into this playoff game. Sean Mayers got them down there, and Raheem Ridley took back-to-back handoffs, and on a Sean Mayers block, Raheem Ridley finds the end zone, and a great drive again for this Lehigh Valley Storm offense led by number 23, Sean Mayers.
That was huge because he got 55 yards in several plays, and Sean Mayers had all but 2 of them. Picked the hole for the extra point, but there's movement on the line and flags go flying, and neutral zone infraction will be called on the Vikings. So we'll try the extra point just slightly closer than that.
We have a neutral zone infraction on the Vikings, so half the distance, and we'll try the extra point.
Appleman will try the extra point from about maybe 6 inches closer than usual. Here it is, high snap, kick on its way, and down the pike it goes. It is good, and the Storm, thanks to a big rush, Raheem Ridley's 1-yard score gives them a 14-0 lead over the Central Jersey Vikings.
Play the commercial.
The extra point works, and that means 14-0 in favor of the Storm over the Central Jersey Vikings.
How nice is it you can take a break?
It's the best thing that's ever happened.
Isn't that? I'm telling you, I just figured out how to do it.
I love it.
All right, I'm back.
Because the worst thing sometimes is just starting to make things up, you know what I mean, when they're on this and that. And
All right, you're on.
As we return, Lehigh Valley Storm just doubled their lead, 14-0 over the Central Jersey Vikings. Of course, all runs on that last one. Usually expect Jimmy LeHue to pass the ball and spread the wealth. It was an all-run, all-the-time drive for 55 yards. And thanks to a 1-yard score by Raheem Ridley, the Storm have a 14-0 lead as Appleman is ready to kick this thing off. He's kicked a couple of touchbacks. Let's see if he hits one off the goalpost this time. It's actually a short kick off one hop and taking it about the 15-yard line, bouncing off the defender a couple of blocks to the 20, missed tackle, look out, to the 30, to the 40, another block, midfield, one more to beat, the 30, the 20, and tackled out of bounds to the 17-yard line. Talk not sure who it was, but whoa!
It looked like number 4, Cedric Brown, but I talked to Parky, I'm thinking of the Eagles kicker. I talked to Parker Canty. I talked to Parker Canty, the linebacker, on my show on Thursday, and he said that special teams is going to be huge. That's a huge play right there for this Viking team, and if they want to get back in this football game, they need to get points on this drive. Regardless, the short field's coming up right now. They're ready on the 20-yard line, so great return, and they need to punch us in.
Well, you might punch yourself after that last one, but I'm not condoning any violence here.
Parker Candy put the whole Cody Parkey.
Oh my goodness gracious! Send that to the Philadelphia Eagles media staff. Anyway, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. There's going to be a handoff, and it's not Cedric Brown, but whoever it is gets slowed up and ends up losing 3 yards to the 23-yard line. And I'll tell you what, that was a huge call to sweep around, but the Storm defense was ready for that to make it 2nd and 13.
Yeah, this defensive line is getting a great push, but the linebackers are doing a great job of just scraping and getting to the ball. They're trying to run wide, but there's too much speed from number 44, Michael Kuzer, and number 6, Joe Davis, who actually looks a little bit shaken up on the play.
Well, Davis is slowly coming off, and I'm going to see, hopefully they got a sub out. I mean, if the Vikings saw that, they could have quickly gone out of the huddle and ran a play and got a free 5 yards if they wanted to, but they chose not to do that. So 2nd and 13, Vikings at the Storm 23-yard line. This is a huge moment in this game. If the Vikings can punch this in, they're back in this game. If not, the Storm could take control of the game in the next few minutes.
Absolutely.
Single setback Cedric Brown here. 2nd and 13. Back goes Muse. He's under a rush. He's in trouble. Down he goes. He gets run over with a wave of tacklers led by Mike Kuzer, as you mentioned a few minutes ago. He gets the Storm sack, the 2nd of the game, and now the Vikings are up against it.
And these outside linebackers are just running free. The running backs for this Viking offense, they run well, but they really do not pick up a block well, and that's causing a huge concern for this offense. After a huge return, it's tough for.
Timeout.
And we got a timeout called by the Vikings. Their 2nd of the half. So we're going to take a few moments here as the Storm have a 14-0 lead. 3rd and very long for the Vikings coming up. Vikings just used their 2nd timeout of the half.
Yeah, I love playing the commercial. I'll say it every time. I love
That's why it's raw audio over here.
The thing is, I have to remember to shut your mic down when I play the ads. Want me to get another one?
We're just juggling anvils here.
Yeah. All right, you're back live with me.
Back here at Salisbury High School in Allentown, Crazy Tom, JJ, James Josephson with me. The Central Jersey Vikings face with a 3rd and 22 from the Storm 32. Remember, they had a huge kickoff return starting like the 15-yard line, and they got all the way to the Storm 18, and since then they've gone the wrong way. So now we'll see what the Vikings have in store on 3rd and 22. They may have to pull off this huge fade out along the side or up the middle, so we might see Opie throw a bomb here. Let's see. In the shotgun, empty backfield. Back goes Muse. He's going to throw a deep one right side, and he overthrows his receiver, incomplete, way downfield, and that could have easily been intercepted, but ends up being incomplete. Now what do the Vikings do on 4th and extremely long?
If I was the Viking coach here, I would have tried to maybe pick up 10 to 12 yards and make it a more convertible 4th down instead of 4th and about 20. So that's it's tough throwing deep there. Obviously, you're going to gamble and take the risk, but it's going to be tough for the Vikings to pick this up and try and get points on the board. But this is a huge point in this football game.
It absolutely is. So Opie Muse with an empty backfield. He's got 3 receivers right, 2 left. The Storm, I'm sure, will show blitz on 4th and 22. High snap. And here's a quick throw, and it's one hopped incomplete. Evidently, the signals got mixed up. Muse took the snap, cocked, fired, and evidently missed his receiver very badly. It probably would have gone to 1st down anyway, but the Vikings turned the ball over on downs, and you're right. That is a huge, huge decision. Oh, Are they saying it's halftime? Nobody told me it was a 2-minute warning. Boy, this is rather confusing here. But anyway, first half has come to an end here as the Storm have a 14-0 lead over the Central Jersey Vikings. This is what happens when we don't have a clock, but you know what? We just do the best we can with it. So why don't we go ahead and get a little bite. We'll come back in a little bit for the second half. We'll recap the first half in a few minutes, so hang with us.